Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In my previous video we talked about a rule set that we followed, how we can create a system for ourselves, and the rules and the criteria for a trade was that price trading above the EMAs always trending, creating higher highs and higher lows. So what I mean by that is the history proves that. After that, price has a correction to the 50 EMA, and after price has made a correction to the 50 EMA, wait for price to come above the EMAs and pause. And when price passes like that, we simply take a buy stop and protect under that pass. So I'm gonna go through a little bit quick here what I mean by this. So price trading above the EMA is trending, creating higher highs and higher lows. And this is the EMA, and this maybe is the 50. Price has correction to the 50 EMA, just like that. After price has made a correction to the 50 EMA, wait for price to come above the EMAs and pass. So maybe the 10 here is starting to slope like this. So wait for price to come above the EMAs, just like that, and pass. When price passes above the EMAs, set a buy stop and protect your position under that low. So it would basically mean like that. So we would simply buy stop this high right there and protect under that low. This is it. So these were our rule set in my previous video. So let's get started. So this video is a backtest of that concept. So let's do like that. And as you guys can see right here, there is nothing for us to do. Price has basically moved sideways. And now we're waiting for a market that proves us that money is coming in constantly. So let's see. So money is actually coming down to the downside, as you guys can see. I only invert the chart because it's a little bit easier for me to see, because I'm very used to seeing bullishness in this market. So let's see if price comes to the 50 EMA, because this is for me this is proof that price is getting supported. And now I only want to see a flash to the 50 EMA. So price is flashing to the 50 EMA, as you guys can see right here. So now what we're waiting for is price to get above these EMAs and pass. And now we want to see a pass. This is actually a valid pass. We came up to the EMAs and passed right here, and this is our pass. So I would simply sell stop this and throw my stop under that. So under this low, this was our rule set. And for this video, we're gonna have take profit. We could have 1 to 5, or let's have a take profit 1 to 5. And whenever price comes 1 to 1, we simply go for a break even. We simply move our stop loss to break even. That's what I mean. So we get tapped in this position. This market comes 1 to 1. Now we're just waiting for our profit target. So this, we have nothing to lose. So we're moving our stop loss to break even. So price taps us out, just like that, and we record that. So that's a break even. So let's do like this. So wait for a pause. We have a pause right here, as you guys can see. Now in this case, price comes under the 50 EMA. Price has correction to the 50 EMA, right? So this might be a reason for us to skip this trade, because price came to the 50 EMA, but we sold off very heavily. So I may just simply skip this. right? So now price has started to create a higher high, higher low structure, uptrending environment to the upside, as you guys can see right here. So now what we're waiting for is price to correct to the 50 MA, because this box is checked out right there. So price comes to the 50 MA. So now when this is blocked and this is blocked, after price has made a correction to the 50 MA, wait for price to come above the MAs and pause. So now we're just waiting for a pause. Alright, so we get the pause. So that means that we can throw a buy stop just like that. So now we took out this low right there. So I was talking about this low. So let's see what price does here. So price kind of comes back to the 50 MA. So let's wait for another pause if we can get that. So we don't get that, just above this range right there. We're not really interested in that. So let's wait for a pause right here. So you actually had one similar or one opportunity right here, but I didn't really see it, so we simply skipped it. Or actually, when I see it, look at it, this is perfectly fine, right? This checks out every criteria you see right here. I don't know why I didn't see it at the moment, but when I look at it, just like this is a perfectly valid trade. We will simply, because we would go down here, we would simply throw a sell stop or the buy stop at this point right there and protect under this low right there, and we would simply be tapped in to this trade. So we can record this absolutely. This is just for the purpose of explaining to you guys and basically show how my system is performing, right? Or the system I created in my previous video performs. So let's record this. So we will simply throw our we will close our full position right here, and when price came 1-to-1, we will simply throw our stop loss to that to break even point. So let's close that. So let's wait for the price to come to 58, the 50 MA, because the structure is now super good, I think. So price flushes down to the 50 MA. Let's wait. So now we are basically at this point right here, because these two are checked. So let's see if price comes above the MAs and pause, just like that. This is perfect, I think. So you'll simply throw your buy stop at this point right here. I want to get tapped in. We get tapped in. Wait for your 1-to-1. Or if you want to take us out, takes us out. So we record that. -1. Comes back to the 50 MA. Let's wait for a pause again. So it pauses. So let's throw a buy stop right there. Okay, takes out the low, and nothing for us to do. So now we're just flashing down to the 50 MA, nothing for us, or below that, so there's nothing for us to do. So let's wait for structure to build up again. Let's see, we're kind of starting to trade. We don't really have a good structure here. As you guys can see, we exist from this leg to this leg right here, and then we're just shopping around right here. So this is not a trending environment. This is a choppy environment for me. If anything, this is just a bigger accumulation going on for the purpose of going to the upside, right? So there's nothing for me to do. Alright, so we kind of have some bullish structure going on right here. We created this small little leg right here, as you guys can see. So I will simply just wait for a flush right here to the 50 MA, because the first is checked. Price trading above the EMAs, trending, creating higher highs and higher lows. And now I would wait for a pause right here. Let's see if we can pause. So we actually have a pause right here at this high, very tight to this high. So that's might be a reason for you to skip, but our rules doesn't say anything about that. So we're simply just gonna execute these four criteria right here. So we're tapped in. Let's wait for our 1-to-1. We get 1-to-1, so that means that we move our stop loss to break even. Let's see if it reaches our profit target. Reaches our profit target, and we sell off our full position. Just like that. And we're continuing. And when you're doing this backtest with your, let's say, new system, you would start to notice things as well, like, because if you guys have noticed, the market now has been creating these little pauses on the 5-10 EMA, as you guys can see. So this is opportunity for you as well to make money on, right? So if you start backtest these things as well, this system can evolve and become much better. But this is a process, but you will start to notice these things, and you can kind of start to apply these kind of pauses as well to your system. But you need to have data on it. So yeah. So let's wait for a flush to the 50 MA right here. So price flushes down to the 50 MA. We can check these boxes because price is trending and price has a correction to the 50 MA. So now we're at 0.3. Let's wait for a pause. I like this pause very much, so I will simply throw a buy stop there and protect under that low. Let's see if we get tapped in. We get tapped in and tapped out. Perfect. kind of like going sideways here on the 50 MA. I think this is good. We came below the 50 MA right here, but a short period after that, market just exploded up right here and kind of found support right here on the 50 MA. So if we pause right here, I would definitely take it straight. So pausing right here, I would simply throw a buy stop right there. Let's see if it reaches 1-to-1. Reaches 1-to-1, so we take our stop loss to break even. So our stop loss is right there. Reaches 1-to-5, so we close our position. And as you guys can see now, with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, we have made 13% on the account. So if you have a $100,000 account, we have made 13,000. So as of right now, this system is more than profitable. But I would say that you need at least maybe 100, or I would say probably 500 examples of these kind of setups, right? The more data you have on your system, the more the better, right? Because there is no such thing as a too large sample size in trading. Data is, I would say, one of the most important things, if not the most important things. So price flashes down to the 50 MA, below the 50 MA as well, very aggressively. So if we not shoot up now, I'm not really interested. So we're kind of pausing here, as you guys can see. Okay, comes above the EMAs right here. So we're showing some resistance at this area that we don't want to sell off. So what I would do right here is, if price pauses now, I would simply just buy stop this. So we don't really pause right here. So let's wait for a pause. So this is super high up, but we have no rules saying that if it's too high up, skip it. We are still in this range right here. All right, we are still pausing here. So we come back to the 50 MA again. So that's good. So let's wait for a pause. So we're pausing here. I like this pause very much. So to simply throw a buy stop at that point right there. Comes back again to the 50 MA, so we just cancel that. And now we're just selling off. So there's nothing for us to do. So now we wait for a bullish structure again to the upside. So every time price flashes deeply below the 50 MA, we wait for bullish structure to build up again, and then a flash to the 50 MA. So now we're building bullish structure, as you guys can see. So now we're waiting for a flash to the 50 MA. Huge wick to the downside. So as I told you guys about these little small pauses right here, to the when price flashes down to the 5 or 10 EMA, this is opportunity for you guys as well. So in the future, we can write in our rules that instead of, or if price has a correction to the 5, 10 or 50 MA, we wait for price to come above the MAs and pause, and we simply just take it. So these will be basically available for us as well, for our system to be even more profitable. Because every single setup right here actually works, as you guys can see. So now we're coming down to the 50 MA again. Very good structure to the upside. We wait for a pause. We don't pause, so there's no trade for us. It's a little bit wicky here. Alright, so let's wait for a price to come above the MAs and the pause. So we are flashing pretty heavily below our 50 MA, so we wait for new structure again. So I actually like this setup very much. Our history of price is showing a super trending environment, or super trending but a good environment to the upside. A very healthy trend basically. Now we're going through this flush right here, which is normal in a trending environment, for the purpose of probably reaccumulating orders for this price to even go higher. And we actually have a bullish structure here to the upside right here. So what I will do right here, because of price has flushed down to the 50 MA, and we're actually pausing right here now. So I would throw a buy stop right there and protect under this low right there. Wait for my 1-to-1. And wait to get tapped in. So this would mean that I would throw my sell or my stop loss at this point right here, and we would simply get tapped in right here. Wait for our 1-to-1. Reaches 1-to-1. We simply move our stop loss to break even. No risk on the table. Reaches 1-to-5. So we record that +5. And what I would do here is take pictures of everything right here, and so I have the setups. So basically what I showed you guys in my previous video, that I would take pictures of exactly these kind of setups, and so I actually can go back and study these pictures, what happened, and ask myself if there is any better entries or stuff like this. Alright, so we're flushing down to the 50 MA. Structure is looking very good. So, okay, so that was actually not a pause. So let's wait for a pause. So we actually have a pause right there, but I don't really like it. So coming down below the 50 MA, so that means wait for another structure to be created. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, but if you guys has reached this long into the video, thank you guys for supporting this YouTube channel, and hopefully you're actually learning something. So this is a bullish structure to the upside, as you guys can see. So we're just waiting for a flush to the 50 MA. Remember, the second we go away from our rules right now with this rule set, is the moment we have a 99% of failure rate, basically. Or I think of it like that, at least. It's super important to follow your rules. That's the only way you make money. But also, when we are having a rule set like this, we don't need to be emotional about anything, because we already know what we should do. So if we just follow these 4 dots right here, or 4 points right here, we have no reason to be emotional, because it actually says exactly what you should do, right? So we are flushing down to the 50 MA. So let's see if we can pause here. We are actually pausing here, so we would simply just take this trade right here and throw our stop loss at this point right there and take -1. Bigger pause right here, but yeah. You could actually say like this, flushes, or if price comes under the 50 MA in an aggressive way, wait for new structure to build up. So let's see if price, we come under, but not in an aggressive way, I would say. This correction to the downside here is a little bit wicky, or it shows resistance because of the candles you see right here. So I would simply just wait for, just like that, a pause. I would simply throw a buy stop right there. Wait for my 1-to-1. Just like that. Reaches 1-to-1. Look for our 1-to-5. My stop loss is at break even, or no risk on the table. Reaches 1-to-5. So what you can do here, if you close it manually, you could basically just wait for price to get to 1-to-5, and instead of selling off the position immediately when it comes to 1-to-5, you actually start, or especially if it comes above your take profit. So this candle comes above the take profit. So if it comes a little bit more down, you close it at 1-to-5. But if it continues to go up, you just track your stop loss at these candles right here. So as you guys can see, this is another risk management you can have. So you would simply just sell your full position at their 1-to 7.64. But in this video, our take profit is at 1 to 5, just like that. Flushes down to the 50 MA. Let's wait for a pause. Comes below the 50 MA right here, but we kind of get support right here below the 50 MA right here, and aggressively starts to buy up. So what I will do right here is throw a buy stop at this point right here. So I will come back to the 50 MA. So let's see what we do. Yeah, we're starting to come down again to the 50 MA, but we kind of still find support at these areas right there. So I would just wait for maybe a pause, but now we're selling off completely, so there's nothing for me to do. We just follow point 2. This is kind of aggressive selling coming in, and I would basically wait for a new structure to build up. Alright, so this is actually good. Structure is looking good to the upside, higher highs and higher lows, flushes down to the 50 MA. So I would simply throw a buy stop right there. Wait for a pause again. We'll cancel that. Wait for a pause. We'll actually pause here. Wait for your 1 to 1. Reaches 1 to 1. Taps us out for a break even. This area looks pretty good, but yeah. So actually I had this, comes down to the 50 MA aggressively gets bought up. We have a pause right here above the MAs. We simply throw a buy stop at that point right there. Wait for your 1 to 1. Gets tapped in. Look for your 1 to 5. This position is at break even. Reaches 1 to 5. You close your full position. Comes down to the 50 MA right here. This, yeah, completely sells off, as you guys can see. I will just wait for new structure here. And these moments right here is opportunity for you to buy stop. Kind of comes down to the 50 MA, or just below it, or above it I mean. So I would simply wait for a pause here. Waiting for a pause. And now it's live price. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 30 RR. minus 1, 2, 3, so plus 27 RR, and a few break-evens, so maybe plus 26. Plus 27, let's say, is the end result of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next video.